Here we explore how to age well in body, mind, and spirit. For medical professionals and those who enjoy a more science based approach, I have also created a sister channel, The Science of Aging Well. I'm Dr. Bharat Desai, and I'm truly excited to begin this journey with you. What a special day to begin this journey. Today is my wife Meena's birthday. Meena, this channel and everything I have been able to do in my life exists because of your love, patience, and unwavering support. Without you, I simply would not be where I am today. To my parents and siblings, your sacrifice, hard work, and values made me who am I. To my children and grandchildren, your love gives me meaning to this work. And Mark Metternich, a gifted photographer and a dear friend, I want to thank you personally from the bottom of my heart. That early morning conversation on the Oregon coast a couple years ago inspired this journey and changed everything for me. Without you, I might have drifted into an ordinary retirement. You helped me discover my mission, my passion, and my calling. Like a grain of sand that irritates an oyster into making a beautiful pearl. And finally, to the critical thinkers and the challengers in medicine, in science, in media, and in literature, you have taught me more in recent years than much of my medical career. Before we start, just two quick disclaimers. First, I do not sell, promote, or endorse any products. Second, this channel is for general health education only. It's not personal medical advice. Always consult your own physician before making changes to your health. Now, let's talk about aging. Would not be nice if we could just stop it? Well, we can't. But here's the exciting part, we can slow it down. And more importantly, we can choose how we age. Do we grow older, burdened by disease, disability, and loss of energy, joy, and purpose? Or do we age with strength, vitality, enthusiasm, and meaning? This channel is created to help you do exactly that. Not only add years to your life, but life to your years. Together, we will explore practical, science based strategies to stay healthy and thrive. We'll talk about preventing and managing chronic illnesses, understanding the biology of aging, and supporting your body, mind, and spirit. Why I started this channel? After more than 40 years practicing as a board certified internist and pulmonologist in Pasco County, Florida, I retired in 2023. A year later, I attended a photography workshop on the Oregon coast led by Mark Metternich, a gifted photographer and a passionate health enthusiast. Our conversations led me to take a deep dive into the science of health, disease, and aging. What I found was both disturbing and inspiring. Disturbing because The internet, medical literature, and media are flooded with confusing, conflicting, and often wrong health information. Everyone seems to have a miracle diet, magic supplement, or instant cure for complex illnesses. Everyone has a single villain: sugar, grains, saturated fat, red meat, sedentary lifestyle, food addiction, lack of willpower, and so on and on. Each crab, each camp grabs one piece of the puzzle and declares as a holy grail. It's like a religious war. My God is the only God. The rest are heretics. It's like story of the blind man and the elephant. They are all partly right, but still wrong. Many dress their ideas in bogus scientific clothing, cherry pick studies, selective evolutionary or Ayurvedic arguments, all to sound credible while pushing dogmas to sell products, gain followers, or feed ego, power, and money. Most disturbing of all, even official recommendations from respected institutions such as USDA, AHA, and ADA can be biased or outdated, shaped by industry influence, prestige, and politics rather than solid evidence. In many ways, the scientific process itself has become corrupted, from the creation of the evidence to its distribution and consumption. So people are confused, and they should be. What inspired me was discovering a growing group of challengers, critical thinkers, independent researchers, physicians, and investigative journalists willing to ask hard questions and follow the evidence even when it threatens their careers and reputations. I have learned more from these minds than from many so called medical elites. Sadly, however, their voices are often drowned out by influencers, loudmouths, opinion leaders, media propaganda, money, and power. The loudest and most powerful ideas get amplified, even where they are wrong, and once entrenched, are painfully hard to remove. And why this happens is a basic weakness of the human mind. And this brings me to a story and a warning. A warning from history. In mid 19th century Gujarat, India, the poet reformer Veer Narmad warned that India's culture of blind faith will cripple the progress, and true awakening would be painfully slow even among the educated. At the time, the Narmada River was worshipped as a sacred, untouchable deity. When the British proposed building a railway bridge across it, outrage erupted. Allowing a steam engine to cross the river was seen as a sin, an insult to the sacred. The train was demonized, catastrophe was predicted. But when the bridge was built finally and the train crossed the river, people began worshipping the steam engine. Veer Narmad's warning still applies today, uncannily, to modern medicine. Our modern God is no longer Narmada River, it's the authority, the institutions, the leaders, and entrenched beliefs. And we physicians, the so called educated elites, are often no different from those 19th century peasants. The most glaring example of this entrenched dogma is lipid centric belief. Our obsession with cholesterol and fat as a cause of heart disease. A belief that has helped fuel a worldwide health catastrophe. For nearly a century, we have promoted seed oils, sugars, grains, fruits, and vegetables while demonizing dietary cholesterol, saturated fat, and red meat. This misguided advice was cemented by 1977 USDA dietary guidelines. Today, nearly 90% of adults in US and worldwide are metabolically unhealthy, not because they ignore advice, but because they followed it. And when that advice failed, the blame was placed on the patient. This crude, century long experiment has failed miserably. Yet, almost no one asks the most important question: what if our belief was wrong? And the more the intelligent people believe themselves to be, the harder it becomes to change a dogma, a belief. The ego smothers intelligence. When the lipid model is challenged, the fiercest resistance does not come from general practitioners. It comes from cardiologists, so invested, so blindsided in the story that they defend it with their last breath despite mounting evidence to the contrary. A textbook case of cognitive dissonance. As I was preparing to post this video, revised 2025 USDA dietary guidelines were released, finally reversing the catastrophic 1977 framework. A monumental step in the right direction and a good omen for human health. So, what a better way to start this journey than this great auspicious day when these USDA guidelines were changed. There are also, I discover other blind spot in modern medicine, which prioritize symptoms management or emphasize test, procedures, and medications, many of which offer limited benefit and significant risk, while ignoring lifestyle interventions that are safer, cheaper, and offer far more powerful. Instead of correcting underlying biology, we chase numbers, cholesterol, LDL, blood sugar, blood pressure, and call that a success. And physicians, myself included, have too often become a rudderless flock, surrendering our compass to the institutions, guidelines, and authority. Too often, we fail to see that many of our shepherds were bought by industry, money, power, and prestige. My promise to you. So, why should you trust me? Here is my promise. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to push beliefs. My only goal is to provide honest, clear, science based information so you can make your own decisions for yourself and your loved ones. You do not have to accept what I say as God given truth. Challenge the dogma, challenge the belief, learn and teach. I created this channel with one simple goal: to help as many people as possible live healthier, stronger, and more vibrant lives. Because real change will not come from the top, it will come from informed individuals making better choices. What is coming next? In upcoming videos, we will explore the four pillars of aging well: good health, strong body, sharp mind, and vibrant spirits. And we'll begin with the most important topic, the 20th century plague. And when I say plague, I'm not exaggerating or hyperbole. It's the slow, silent pandemic of metabolic dysfunction and insulin resistance. This is modern plague. The driving force behind obesity, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, cancer, you name it, and premature aging. So please subscribe and click the bell icon so you won't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, share it with someone you care about and leave me a comment below.